wanted to talk about free choice, and this is in connection with a video I did on acceptance and my realisation that I don't any longer have free choice. What I mean by that statement is, before I was diagnosed, I always felt, no matter how different I was or how often I was told I was weird, how often I had arguments with people around me, partners, relatives, how I always seemed to be wanting to do things differently. I always felt that I could always turn it around. I could always change. Now, I legitimately remember having thoughts when I was younger about changing my life, reinventing myself, changing the way I looked at life and I treated life and I went through life. And I always thought, and if I put enough effort and dedication, then yeah, I could do that. I could change myself. And I never did, of course, but I always felt I had the ability within me, if the circumstances arrived that I had to do it, I could do it. But since my diagnosis and the period after, and my recent thinkings, my research and things sort of sinking in, I realise I don't have that choice. I don't have that free choice anymore. I can't do those things that I always thought I could do if I really knuckled down and I really wanted to. I could be a different person than I am today. And my Aspergers will always stop me doing that. I pretty much on the whole can't change who I am now, or the way I am, the way I interact with the world, the way I interact with other people, the way I see things. I can't change those things. I can't wake up tomorrow and decide I'm going to be the most optimistic, go-lucky, laid-back person you've ever met, because it would just be a pretense and I wouldn't be able to carry it off for even a day. Because my Aspergers would always keep me tethered. It would always say, you're not like that, you can't be like that, you're pretty much incapable of being that person that you think you can be. And it's a little bit of a sobering thought, to be honest, to have that choice taken away from you, that you've been diagnosed with this syndrome that means you can't ever do that. You can't ever break away from who you are right here and now. I'm 47 years old and I've lived my life to a point, I think, where, you know, this is it. This is how I interact with the world. I can't change that now. So I think it's a massive part really of the acceptance process, to come to terms with the fact that, you know, you've got something that's never going to change or get better. There are workarounds and things you can do to make life a little bit easier. But pretty much for the rest of your life, this is how it's going to be. And, you know, slightly depressing thought, if you dwell on it, that's it. You know, these struggles that you have, they're always going to be there. And when you're told that in black and white from a psychologist, it kind of does make you think. I'm not depressed by it. I'm not going to get depressed because of it. I think it's just part of a cycle for me now for it all to sink in, and for me to make adjustments in my life that include Aspergers and not exclude them, not try and hide it or mask it or repress it. I think the only way forward for me is to be more, eventually to be, very open about it, and then articulate to people why I might do this or might do that, or to explain that this is who I am, and I'm, if you might see it differently, but here's the reason why I do what I do and I am like I am, because I have this thing called Aspergers, and I'm still not really at the point where I'm very good at articulating it to people in a very quick and concise package that they can grasp. And it actually amazes me now. I'm starting to tell people more and more how so many people just do not know what it is, and I can analyse that, and I can think, well, before I was diagnosed with it, I didn't know. So that's not something that is illogical to me. That people don't know what Asperger's is, and they don't know how it affects people or myself on a day-to-day basis. And you try and explain to people that they don't see most of what is going on, because I'm very good at masking and hiding it, because I've gone through my whole life trying to appear to be neurotypical normal. So I'm pretty good at that now. I've got it down. I've got it down to pat, and I can almost do it on autopilot. But then that goes against me when I have an autistic moment where people go, what the hell, where did that come from? And then that's when they kind of think, well, that's not right. So people can get a conflicting idea of what Asperger's is just by observing me or knowing me. And I made a video previously about people who don't know me can accept my diagnosis and interact with me accordingly so much better than people I already know. That's the difficulty I'm still having. It's the people I already know not taking it seriously, not accepting it, not understanding it, just carrying on as normal. And I suppose a neurotypical logical viewpoint would be, well, it doesn't change anything, you're still who you are. But I don't know, I think I do expect something to be different now. When I explain to people that I've got Asperger's, which is on the autism spectrum, as soon as you use the word autism, people that conjures up lots of mental pictures and ideas, and badly educated sort of ideas of what autism is and Asperger's. So coming back round to what I started with and saying that there was a time when I thought I could be a different person, and that if I really put my mind to it I could, and now that's been taken away from me and I can't. I'm always going to be this kind of person, this interact with the world in this way, and I want to make it my mission, for want of a better word, to try and loosen my coping strategies and my masking a little bit, and just give myself a little bit of breathing space to be sometimes a little bit autistic, because I am autistic. And I understand that can only happen through education and better understanding, and that's why I do these videos, because not only people who are on the spectrum can gain some insight and relate to things that I'm saying, but people who aren't, I can raise points and issues with them that they would never be aware of, and explain why they would never spot them and they would never see them, and they would always go under the radar. But autism and Aspergers is a real thing, and it's a lifelong thing, and it's a daily struggle, pretty much. And that better understanding is a good thing. So I think I've gone completely off topic now, and I think I'll wrap the video up there, and until next time, thanks for watching.